Welcome, everyone, to the PCS Like a Pro show. I'm your host, Megan Hart. Always, we've got a great show lined up for you. Before we get into all of that, I just want to remind everyone that if you are planning a move on or after May 15th, you are still not going to have a TSP assigned yet. Most of those TSPs are not going to get assigned until about mid-April to late April. It's a thing that happens every year. This year, it's just delayed a little bit. Moving May 15th or later and you don't have a TSP assigned, don't freak out yet. A lot of people are in that position with you as well. Also, we've seen a lot of questions lately about POV shipping CONUS to CONUS. And unfortunately, the military does not cover POV shipping unless you're doing a home port change or the service member, for whatever reason, is physically unable to drive their whether you're doing thinking your POV can be shipped. Unfortunately, it cannot. It's still your responsibility to figure out how to do that. You are able to claim the mileage for moving your vehicle. Your DLA can help with shipping cost, but unfortunately will not ship CONUS to CONUS unless you meet that specific criteria. And that is all outlined in the JTR Chapter 5, where you go. So we are going to dive right away. I'm hoping this is still going because we've got Wi-Fi connection issues on my end. We love technology. It feels like a Monday here, everybody. We're going to try to push through this and hopefully have no issues going on with the rest of today. So joining me today is one of my good friends. I love having her on every single time, is Verenice. Verenice, welcome to the show again.
Oh, thank you so much, Megan. I love to be here. Like the other times, it's been so much fun. So I love to be here all the time. So thank you so much for having me, and we have some great news to share.
Yes, absolutely. Can you just take a moment and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Definitely. So I'm Verenice Castillo, founder and CEO and Military Spouse Advocacy Network. I am also the spouse of an Air Force retiree. I followed him for 22 years, and now we are in San Antonio. We retire here, and but still part of the military family and still active and doing a lot of things. And I'm excited to be here because I think we have some great things to share. But yeah, thank you so much for letting me introduce myself and share with everybody who I am. And I can hear you.
I was muted. You guys, seriously, it's a Monday in my house. So let's dive right into what we have today. So you mentioned you're with Military Spouse Advocacy Network. So what is MSAN and what was the inspiration behind creating an organization like this?
Yeah, look, pretty quickly. I was a brand new military spouse twice with the same guy. So we got married. He was in the Army. And then 9/11 happens. And then he's like, you know what? I'm going to transfer to the Air Force because I know we're going to go into something and I want to become a security forces guy. And we were like a year married. I still was trying to figure out the military. And I said, okay, fine. So we transferred to the Air Force, and here I am, a brand new spouse again. So we PCS back to back to back. And as a brand new spouse, I was so lost. So I was lost within the military lifestyle, the journey, the moving, everything. I was isolated. I was feeling like I was out of place. And for the longest time, I wish I had a mentor. I wish I had someone that I could talk to, someone that will guide me, someone that could probably even just listen to my worries and my concerns. So throughout the years, I decided that I wanted to become the mentor to other spouses, and mainly the brand new spouses. So I did. I became a volunteer, and I did that for many, many years until 8 years ago. It became a nonprofit. And now MSAN has over 150 volunteers that are mentors to other military spouses. We have a mentorship hub, and we're 24/7 available to all spouses on anything that you can think of. Support, questions, guidance, connections. We provide military spouses that community that we had from day one when we joined this journey.
No, absolutely. And I love what you've created. And I've heard from other people just how much they've appreciated having an organization like this that can help them, especially my generation when we came into to joining the military with our spouses, that it was kind of, figuring things out on your own. You didn't have somebody really there to kind of mentor you. We went into the back-to-back deployments, we PCS frequently. And so being able to like latch on to somebody or guide me through this. What
Mhm.
do I need to know? Like it didn't happen and it wasn't there. Can you go into a little bit more in detail about that mentoring that MSAN provides, and like how does that mentoring piece works? How do I, if I decide I need a mentor or I want to have a mentor, how do I reach out, get involved and get a mentor to help me through everything?
Definitely, and thank you for asking that question. A lot of the times in our community, we assume that having a mentor is just for career and employment related. But having a mentor can be an all anything related to your lifestyle, to the journey. I mean, sometimes we just need, like I said earlier, someone to just come and think. Or sometimes we feel that the sky is falling, and it's just us going through that. And it's not until you talk to other military spouses that you realize that, I'm not the only one, and you went through that. And it's we all go through the same thing because it is the same lifestyle. But sometimes we feel that we're the only ones going through it. And we feel that if we ask for help, they're going to be like, oh, you're the only one that cannot deal with it, or we're going to be judged, or we're going to be criticized. But it's not until we talk to someone else that we realize all the things that we have in common, and that we should not be feeling isolated. We should not feel that we're alone on this, because we're not. Our website, and I will add everything here in the comments. You can go to our website and join the hub. And this is the first step for you to create a profile within our community. It is a safe community that you get to join, where you get to meet all the mentors that we have available, where you have not only the connection with other military spouses, but you have the access to ask for support 24/7. And also we have what we call an education virtual center. We have modules, we have trainings, we have resources, and we'll talk about this right now because it's so exciting. But anybody can ask for a mentor. Anybody that is a military spouse, and even a veteran spouse, and a retiree spouse, a caregiver, Gold Star, and surviving spouse have the ability to join our hub and also request support. And like I said, 24/7, there's always someone to help. Sometimes it's 3 in the morning, and we are, if it's about time to PCS, what happens? Day and night, we're thinking about the planning, the getting ready, and it's 3 in the morning, and you're like, oh, I have a question now. And maybe the next morning you forgot about it, but at that moment, if you have a question, you can get a hold of us, and we can try to support you as much as we can and give you the resources and the information that you're needing. So it's always about needing someone, having someone to talk to, no matter what it is and the time.
Yeah, no, I absolutely love it. We all have those moments where like I need a more adulty adult to like step in and handle something. There's times where we need a more like military spouse to like step in and give us advice or tell us what to do. And MCN absolutely provides that with the mentorship. There's still many times, we're 17 and a half years into this journey where there's many times where I'm reaching out to like other people and other friends and, senior spouses above me that I've been able to make friends and just be like, what am I supposed to wear for this? What is the protocol for this? How do I handle this TRICARE issue? How do I handle this whatever thing? And being able to have those connections. And now we have an organization that can help provide those mentors to you, because it can be very intimidating. Like, meeting someone and then just be like, hey, can you mentor me and walk me through life? It's very intimidating. So knowing that there's this organization that's like, it doesn't have to be like, we provide mentors, like come to us, we can help you. Like
Yes.
I love it. And I wish this was something that was around like when I was first joining this lifestyle of, like, yes, tell me what I need to know and what I need to do.
Yeah.
One of
And
the
we all need a mentor at the beginning and at the end. I
right.
wish I had a mentor at the beginning of the journey. I also wish that I had a mentor towards the end. And although here I am with a nonprofit that mentors other military spouses. When my husband retired 2 years ago, it was a completely different thing. And I thought that I knew it all. I thought that, no big deal. And when we were going through it, I was like, what? I need to talk to other people because I don't know. So, so even at the other side, at the end of the journey, the retirement, I needed to talk to someone. I needed to get mentorship. And even now that my husband is retired, and it's been 2 years, I still need to talk to other people about certain things. So I think that the journey never ends, and needing mentorship never ends.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're going to be very quickly into that retirement phase. I'm going to be on there like, somebody tell me what I need to know. And we got Dustin here in the comments. Thanks for joining us, Dustin. That same, it's such a different world. And as going from a veteran to a military spouse as well, because I know Dustin's been in that boat. I've been in that boat where we've gone from being a service member and then transitioning into being a spouse, and just how crazy that transition is, and how we don't know what we're doing. How do we make that transition? How do we change things? I will tell you, we had the longest debacle for the longest time when I transitioned out, and then we two of our kids were under me, with me as the sponsor. One was under my husband as the sponsor, and then trying to navigate getting the three of us back under my husband as the sponsor. And TRICARE and Deers is like, oh, but no, you're the spot. I'm like, no, but I am, here's my DD 214. I am no longer active. He is, I am not. And so having somebody that could have walked me through that and helped guide me through how that transition, everything was supposed to go, would have been amazing.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm always so thankful that, especially when I hear people mention, do you know about MSAN? Hey, there's someone that can help you. And I'm just like, yes.
Yes.
So one of the things that you mentioned previously is the hub, and a great way for spouses to connect and get support is with the hub. Can you give us some more details about the hub, what it is, how it works, and just the resource that it is?
Yes. It kind of looks like a social media platform, but it's not social media. The beauty of it is that you create a profile and you have access to see who are all of our mentors, and you can connect with those mentors according to their branch, their location, their expertise. You're able to see their bio and all their expertise, and you are able to connect with them directly, or we can help you with a connection with another mentor. And like I've been saying earlier, the 24/7 option. But once you create a profile, you are inside this community of other military spouses that are always sharing. They're always just want to they have questions, but a lot of the times it's just to have that sense of community. We very, very often, and even doing PCS, every time we move, we lose that sense of community because we have to rebuild a new one. So with our mentorship hub, you're taking your community with you, because you will always have the mentors available to you. You will always have your other peers in the same area. And like I said, it's safe. We do not allow third parties to be inside the hub. We are very, very careful in making sure that whoever is in there is someone that not only is going to be respectful and supportive with the military spouses, but we want to make sure that there's not any of drama or anything like that. We keep our community healthy, because that's what we need. I mean, we already have a lot of drama outside and a lot of craziness. So we try to keep our hub very healthy and in a safe place for our community.
No, I absolutely love that you touched on the, keeping it drama free and just a healthy space, because that is so needed. We get kind of wrapped up in the rabbit hole of some of the spouses groups on Facebook and other platforms, and things that can spiral out of hand. So I love that you guys keep it a healthy place, keep it geared towards, actual resources, and you bring in people to kind of help provide the information that needs to be provided. One of the things you mentioned is that on the hub, there are places where you can have different courses to go through. And very recently, there was a new resource that was launched on the hub. Can you tell us what that is?
Yes. So we partner with this amazing lady and resources with PCS like a pro, and Megan. And Megan developed this content that it is for our MSAN Mentorship Hub community. The beauty of it is they are created as modules, training courses. So you go into the hub, and you have access to the videos, PDF files, introduction, the option to talk to your peers, and the option to even meet with mentors. So it is really nice that you can do it at your own pace. And we have a lot of modules, and we go according by the topic. And they're not like long. You're not gonna be there like sitting in front of your computer for hours and hours, but they are so educational and informative that the cool thing about it is that our mentors, usually in our branch mentors, after they are done taking the course or the training in one module, they bring their mentees together and they meet once a month to talk about the module, to talk about what they learned, to share experiences, and be able to answer more questions. So it's not just that you sit down and you watch a video and you work on a PDF file, but you also have that connection with your peers so that you can talk more about it, share, and continue to learn. So our mentors are very involved with our mentees when it comes to taking the courses and the and doing the training and continue that additional support. And then, of course, if there's some more additional support needed, then we have Megan as the expert to come and say, hey, we have a mentee that is really in need of something. And we know that you're always available to help us with those things. So we're very excited about it.
Yes, I was so excited to be able to develop this for you and for your organization. I was just looking at it. So there's 11 modules that I created on it, and it really breaks down the process and walks you through. And I geared it towards those first timers that don't know what they need to know, or those folks that maybe haven't PCSed in 6 years because they got lucky to be able to like have some stability and stay in one place. And so we know things change a lot. There might be little things that you just don't know. And so I really took the time to kind of break it down into digestible pieces where, as you said, you're not sitting there for hours on end going through one thing. There's a short little video. There's, some verbiage of things. And then you got like some PDFs in each one as well that goes into more information that you guys can save, you can download, you can print off and stick it in your PCS binder, go back and reference it, but gives you what it is that you need to know and breaks down the process so you can easily understand how things are supposed to go. And I think one of my most favorite things on there is the resource list that I provided in one of the modules of just, you have issues, you have problems, or you don't need to know something. Here's a great website, or here's a organization that can help with that. We hear about pet expenses right now. The DoD, it was passed in the NDAA, but it hasn't been approved by the services yet. And a lot of people are like, how do I get the money to get my pets so I don't have to rehome them? And so it's being able to provide some other organizations and websites that help families get their pets with them. So it's really, I was so excited to create. I had a lot of fun.
You created something that is so informative. In the content that you provided is so good, but the great thing about it is that it also helps spouses to get questions and be like, oh, and to kind of like think outside of the box, to be like, oh, now I know this, but now what about that? And that's when we come together as an organization, and we have our mentors, and we have our team ready to support and answer those questions as much as we can, or connect you to the resources that you need. Because now you know the first layer that you need to know, and now you're going to start developing and planning your own PCS, and probably that's when you're going to have all the questions at 3 a.m.
Yes, and you got a place where you can go and post them and ask them and get the answers easily for them. Yeah, as I said, I was so excited to create this. How important, running MSAN and hearing, all these questions that come from spouses about how to do things. How important was it to be able to add a PCS course to the hub and have these resources available for spouses? And what has that feedback kind of been like?
Everyone that comes to our mentorship hub, they fill out a survey, and the survey is just to get an idea of what is your brand and what kind of assistance do you need, so that when you come inside the hub, we make sure that you have the need that you have the support that you need. So throughout the years, MSAN has been around for a little bit over 8 years. We have collected this data. One of the questions is about PCSing, receiving training and education. And everybody answers yes. Everybody wanted to receive training on PCS and learn more about it. Because not, like you said earlier, not because we're been around for so long or we are brand new or we haven't PCS in a while. That doesn't mean that every PCS is going to be the same. Every PCS is different. And although you have everything planned, always something unexpected happens, or there's always a curveball and you're like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. So to me, the hardest move was towards the end, after 20 years of being moving around. And I mean, there's always something challenging. So I can tell you that everyone that has joined the hub has been saying that yes, PCS training and education is something that they were looking for.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We see that a lot in the groups. People just PCSing, it changes so often, and all the little things that you can and cannot do. People want to know, like, what is it I need to know and what's happening now. So like I said, I was really excited to be able to create this course and be able to just help educate other spouses on what it is they need to know. So they're not going to your first PCS. Like, I remember our first PCS, like I had no idea what was happening, what we were supposed to do. People showed up, they packed some stuff, they loaded onto a truck. It's one of those things that with every PCS, you seem to learn a little bit more about what should or should not be done. We were several PCSs in until I learned that there were regulations that governed things and that like maybe I should look at that. Our first PCS, I had no idea. I'll tell this story because I love telling it. It's really great of that first PCS and a brand new spouse and not knowing what you need to know. So we got married. 2 weeks later, we were PCSing. We arrived at our first duty station. It was Fort Riley, Kansas, the middle of nowhere. And it was like maybe a week, 2 weeks later, we got this good chunk of change deposited into our account. And we had no idea what it was from, like absolutely no clue. And again, we had just got married. So I'm just like, honey, do you have like a rich uncle somewhere and this is like a wedding gift and everything? He's just like, no, like my family doesn't have money laying around to just gift to people. We eventually figured it out. It was our DLA and it was our per diem and everything from our PCS. But like, we had no idea that we would be getting that stuff reimbursed. I was just like, oh, we have to move. Like, okay, we've got money to move. We've got whatever. But we didn't know about all those entitlements that we could claim and that we apparently did claim when my husband in process. But again, we had no idea about any of that until it happened. And it was just like, oh, yes. It's not a wedding gift. It's our moving money.
It happens. Yep.
Yeah. So one of the modules in the PCS course explains all of your entitlements and helps you with budget planning. Because again, we had no idea that there were entitlements we could be paid.
Yes.
So yeah. Yes. Where can others find more information about MSAN and the hub?
Yeah, definitely. I'll add our website. And then, of course, you can find us on all social media platforms. And our website is the one that is going to take you directly to how to join the mentorship hub. And like I said earlier, you're going to fill out a short survey. And the only reason why we collect that information is because that's what is telling us what are the needs of our community and the people that want to be assigned to a mentor. And that is the best way for us to assign you to a mentor or assist you with whatever needs you have. And then after that, you go inside the mentorship hub and you create your profile and now you have access to everything that they were talking about. There's a lot of great things inside the mentorship hub.
Yes, there are so many great resources there. And I've dropped the link into the comments for the website.
Thank you.
As Verenice said, all social media platforms, you can go and find them as well. And it is a very big wealth of information that you guys have there and resources. And again, being a newer spouse, sometimes it's like, you're told, oh, there's resources for that. And you don't know what resource. You start Googling and there's like a million things. And you're just like, what? Like, it becomes overwhelming. And MSAN does a really great job of like, these are the ones that are the best ones to utilize and where the experts come from and kind of help make it a little bit easier for you to navigate through.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Just like that, Megan.
Yes. I love, if you guys can't tell, I really love MSAN. I really love Verenice, and I love what you've done because is so needed. We
Yeah.
talked a lot about a lot of great things today. Is there anything else that you want to mention that we haven't already mentioned?
No, I think in this case we talked a little bit about the mentorship and what the hub looks like in the training, but I think that is also great to tell our community that this is exactly what we do in our community, and this is a perfect example of not only a friendship and being peers as military spouses, but collaborating and supporting the same community. We all have the same goal, to educate and support our community. So when we do this through collaborations and partnerships and supporting everything that we're doing, I mean, we all have the same goal, and that is supporting the same people. So for the spouses out there, don't ever wonder if the community is there to support you, because we are here. And sometimes it can be difficult and challenging, and we can find some speed bumps. But there are a lot of people, a lot of big groups, and a lot of spouses like Megan and I here ready to support you and mentor you and do everything that we can so that we can leave this place better than we found it. So thank you so much, Megan, for not only supporting our community, but supporting MSAN, for creating this content, for caring so much to make sure that spouses are educated when it comes to PCS. And because we know that can be a very stressful time and can make you or break you. And by providing this education, it definitely empowers and makes military spouses stronger when it comes to knowledge. So thank you so much for doing that.
No, absolutely. I mean, like, as we hear many times, like, we are stronger when we work together.
Yes.
And if you ask anywhere, somebody knows somebody who knows a resource who can connect you to whatever it is you need to know. And so just saying with the mentorship program, I think goes a long ways to helping to make our community better and helping to educate our spouses and to make sure that we're not what it was like when we first came into the military lifestyle, where it's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, apparently there's an office somewhere, but we're able to now bring the resources directly to you, where you don't have to travel somewhere. You don't have to try to figure it out. You don't have to go down that Google rabbit hole by yourself of whatever and be overwhelmed. That there's this place now where it brings it to you and you don't have to do any of that. It's all right there. And so I absolutely love that and what you've done for
There's
us.
no excuse to not know anymore, because there's so much out there. But I mean, don't get overwhelmed with all the information, just like you're saying, Megan. But rely on the people that will be doing that for you and can connect you to those resources. So, but yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Verenice, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you,
everybody.
I always have a good time here.
Yes. Yeah, we need more of these. And everything. I'm excited I get to see you in a few weeks. It's going to be a great big reunion. I can't wait to get my hug from you. We're going to have you on again as we get ready for everything. If you guys are preparing for a PCS or getting ready to go to a new location, check out MSAN and the hub. It's a great way where if you need to find information about your new location or, some crazy little thing, because every place is a little different, and you need some assistance, reach out and get one of the mentors. As Verenice said, you can get a mentor by your branch, by your location, by your whatever it is, your season of life. There is somebody there that can help you, has been there, who has done that can help guide you and mentor you through whatever it is you're going through. So be sure to check them out for that. Everybody else is watching, thank you again for taking time out of your days to come and watch and join us. Hopefully you've learned something. If you've got a friend that's getting ready to PCS soon, let them know about MSAN as well. You guys join the hub together, get a mentor together. If you feel like you're an experienced type of person, if you're not experienced, stuff that other people want to know, you can join as a mentor as well and help the next person. If you're in the middle of a PCS or planning for one, you've got questions, comments, concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're always more than happy to help as much as we can, or to guide you to whatever resource or office or person that you need to talk to. Make sure you join us again next week. We're going to be talking about insurance. It's a great topic, y'all. I know insurance doesn't sound exciting, but it is, especially when we're preparing for a PCS. Everything you need to know about your insurance coverage, the types of insurance, what you need, your vehicle insurance, if you're shipping it, there are special things you need to know about that. We're going to go through all of that next week to make it easily understandable, so that way you know what you need to know when it comes to all of that. Because now is a great time to also check what your PCS or what your insurance coverage is, because you're preparing for a PCS. And so be sure to join us for that. And until then, remember, take care of each other.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Megan. And we'll wait for everybody in the hub.
Yes. Yes.
Bye-bye.